Hi, and welcome to Waning Owl Moon. My name is Shay. Waning Owl Moon was created to support and inspire perimenopausal people. By sharing my story, I hope to help you find what works for you. Today, we have our very first vlog, very exciting, and the theme of today's vlog is life, transitions, and letting go. All right, so I'd like to start the vlog today just by explaining the purpose of the vlog. It's a video log, journal entry. It's meant to just to be my own therapy, to kind of voice exactly what's going on with me in the here and now. And the whole idea when I first started thinking about this project was that I was a woman going through perimenopause myself, and hopefully by sharing my story that others will get inspiration from my experience, and hopefully make it a little easier for other people. So today's journal entry, like I said, is all about transitions. I'm going through a transition in life right now. A big life transition for me every time this time of year is going back to work after a very long vacation. Going back to work has always caused some anxiety for me. It's also exciting, but that transition, how I'm coping with it as of this week. Going back to work, getting back to a regular routine is actually really good for me. Having the same time of day, waking up, same things going on each day with my kid going to school helps me have that routine. The problem with that is I tend to get bogged down with the day-to-day grind. Gotta get up in the morning, gotta do this every morning, gotta get the kid off to school every morning, then I gotta get myself ready. That whole process at first is easy, it's fun. It's nice to get back to the routine, but then eventually it starts to become depressing almost. It's like it's the biggest downer. Once I get to work, it's typically fine, but just that transition of getting there starts to really bog me down in a place of sometimes really dark place. Especially the getting up first thing in the morning is really hard for me, especially as I'm hormonal or having an issue with anxiety and depression currently. So how do I let go of that? How do I do it each day without letting it get me down? And I'm feeling good about it so far. I'm still in the beginning stages of it, but I saw it coming, which was key. I knew it was coming, so I put it in my calendar that I need to take some self-care steps in order to get ready for it. And then also during it, what do I need to do on a daily basis in order to get through that and to let go of that? So currently I have an improved diet. I put it in my calendar that I'm going to do my dietary thing that I do every once in a while that really helps with my mental health. I will go into that in some later episodes, probably pretty soon, because it's pretty important. I'm making sure I get the sleep that I need, which is priority number one for me and my mental health. I'm going to bed at a regular time, getting up at a regular time, not allowing myself to extend that sleep time, but also not allowing myself to shorten that time. I'm trying to do more movement, which is hard with working. It's getting enough movement in, but and that's the thing that's being a little tricky for me, is finding that time, but I'm working it in as I can. And then along with all that is forgiveness. Okay, so maybe I don't do movement one day, or maybe I slip up a little bit on my diet, or getting up at a certain time. And then taking a breath and forgiving myself for that. And so kind of letting go of all that even, and putting too much pressure on myself of that. What I always struggle with, and just while we're talking about letting go, is I just wanted to touch on some things that are very hard for me to let go. And I kind of want this whole site, this whole thing, to be a forum of sorts. So if you have any comments on this, if you have any tips yourself on how you let go of certain things, please comment below, and I'll try to either answer you or let it be a comment for others to see. But anyway, the things that I really have a hard time letting go, and I noticed it just yesterday when I was talking to my coworkers about my time that I take for vacation and the time that I take in order for self-care, is this feeling of guilt. It's like these people that I work with work way more than I do, and I admire them for that. And then I also have this feeling of maybe I should be working as much as they do. But then it's like, no, Shay, you need to take that time. You need to not work that much, because that's good for your mental health. And letting go of the guilt around taking time for me, and how to let go of that. I guess in the moment when I have those feelings, I'm just like, stop. You're being ridiculous. You're not that person. You need this. Even just now, like talking to you about it helps me let go. Write it down. Write about it. Let it go. Maybe do whatever, breathe through it. Whatever we need to do to let go. There's a lot of other things I carry around with me. Maybe I won't go into them today to keep this short, and maybe I'll go into them again later. I'm, like I said, I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling like I'm doing my yoga daily, and working through it. So, feeling good right now is the main point. So before I leave you, so I'm going to try to keep these vlogs pretty short, something you can just watch while you're doing the dishes in the evening or whatever. But one thing I wanted to touch on before I let you go is I posted episode 1 last week, which was kind of an introduction to this whole thing. And there's a couple things that I wanted to address in there. One is that I keep calling this a program. It is not a program. It's just me sharing my thoughts. So please don't think of it as a program. It's just me. It's just one person going through this with you. The other thing I wanted to say is at the end of episode 1, I put in a mindfulness exercise, and I neglected to mention what the mindfulness exercise is for, what its purpose is. This whole thing is finding what works for you. So one mindfulness exercise is not going to fix everything. One little thing isn't going to fix, one thing that works for me isn't necessarily going to work for you. It's trying things. So anyway, trying mindfulness. I like to use mindfulness exercises when either I'm in a state of what I call hyperarousal or anxiety. I use them when I'm feeling that way, if I have the state of mind that I can actually sit and do it. But what I find more useful with the mindfulness exercises is practicing them outside of that time. So a time when I do feel good, like right now. doing those mindfulness exercises then, and it almost trains your nervous system to let go, to let go of that feeling, to let go of that hyper monkey mindness that I get into when I'm in those states. So anyway, speaking of mindfulness, let's just take a breath together. Why not? Let's end it with a breath together. Just in case you are feeling a little hyper, or you need to practice that. So let's, either standing, sitting, wherever you are, let's just take a moment to close our eyes and take a deep breath in. And as we let it out, push it all the way out, all the way out, all the way out. So now I feel like I've practiced that enough that I can feel my nervous system letting go. So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you found it useful, please click the subscriber link below and share this with anyone. And it doesn't have to be anyone who's in perimenopause. It could be anyone who needs time for self-care. Please take time for self-care. I am no expert, so please also seek professional help if you are having feelings of anxiety or depression, and find what works for you. Have a good day. I'll see you soon.